Welcome to Understanding Business Technology Platform versus Traditional SAP. Today we explore how SAP BTP differs from systems you may know. Unlike traditional on-premise systems, BTP is a cloud platform that lets you build and extend apps flexibly. For example, instead of installing software on company servers, you can develop a mobile app directly in the cloud. This shift enables faster innovation and agility for your business. We'll make comparisons easy to grasp. This means we'll break down complex differences into simple, relatable terms. For example, think of traditional SAP as owning a car for full control, while BTP is like using ride-sharing for flexibility and speed. You'll quickly see how each approach serves different business needs effectively. This knowledge helps you transition smoothly to cloud administration. It means you learn how to manage SAP systems in the cloud instead of on-premises. For example, you could quickly scale resources during a sales peak without buying new hardware. Mastering this shift ensures you handle modern IT demands effectively. Managing your own hardware in traditional SAP. You buy and maintain physical servers. This means your company purchases and owns the computer hardware, and your IT team is responsible for its setup, security, and repairs. For example, if a server's hard drive fails, your team must replace it and restore the data. This direct ownership requires significant investment in both equipment and personnel. You install and update SAP software manually. This means your IT team handles all setup, patches, and upgrades on your own servers. For example, to apply a new security update, your staff must schedule downtime and install it themselves. This gives you full control but requires significant effort and resources. Your team handles all backups and security. This means your IT staff is responsible for protecting data and ensuring systems can recover from failures. For example, if a server fails, your team must restore lost data from their own backup systems. This direct control requires significant expertise and constant vigilance to maintain. Capacity is fixed unless you buy more hardware. This means your system can only handle a set workload. If demand increases, performance suffers until you purchase and install additional servers. For example, during holiday sales, an on-premise SAP system might slow down drastically with increased orders. You must physically expand your data center to resolve this limitation, which is costly and time-consuming. SAP BTP, SAP manages the infrastructure for you. No physical servers to buy or maintain. This means all the hardware, like computer towers and data centers, is entirely run by SAP. For example, a startup can launch a new application without ever purchasing a single server. This eliminates the significant upfront cost and ongoing effort of hardware management. SAP handles software updates automatically. This means SAP manages all technical patches and new features without your team's direct involvement. For example, when a new security update is released, SAP applies it to your BTP environment seamlessly. This ensures your applications remain secure and current with minimal effort from your side. Built-in security and backup services. This means SAP automatically handles critical protections like data encryption and regular backups, so you don't have to. For example, if an employee accidentally deletes important data, the system can restore it from a recent backup. This built-in support lets you focus on your applications with confidence. You focus on using services, not maintaining hardware. This means SAP handles all the underlying servers, networks, and data centers for you. For instance, when you use the SAP HANA Cloud database, you just run your queries. SAP ensures it's always available and secure. This frees your team to concentrate purely on building and innovating with applications. Key difference from systems to services. Traditional SAP, you administer entire systems. This means you manage the entire software stack, from the underlying hardware and operating system to the database and application itself. For example, you are responsible for installing updates, applying security patches, and ensuring server performance. This gives you full control but also requires significant effort and expertise to maintain. BTP, you enable and configure cloud services. This means you activate and tailor ready-to-use cloud capabilities instead of building systems from scratch. For instance, enable the SAP HANA Cloud Database service and configure its memory allocation. This approach lets you quickly leverage specialized cloud functionalities tailored to your needs. Think of services as building blocks for solutions. This means you can combine different BTP services like identity management or analytics to create tailored applications without building everything from scratch. For example, use authentication and database services together to quickly build a secure employee portal. This modular approach accelerates development and simplifies innovation. You combine only what you need. This means instead of buying large, fixed systems, you select and pay for specific BTP services that fit your exact business requirements. For example, to add mobile push notifications, you just activate that one service without needing a full mobile platform. This modular approach prevents overbuying and tailors your solution precisely. How you access and administer the Business Technology Platform cockpit. Everything happens through a web-based cockpit. This means you manage all BTP services through a single website, like using an online dashboard. For example, developers access this cockpit to deploy applications without installing any software. This centralized approach makes administration simple and consistent across all your cloud solutions. No need for server logins or complex installations. This means you manage everything directly through a standard web browser, without any physical server setup or complicated software to install on your computer. For example, an administrator can simply open a browser tab to start assigning user roles. It's a completely streamlined, web-based administration experience. You enable services with just a few clicks. This means you can activate SAP BTP tools directly in the cockpit without complex setup. For example, quickly turn on the SAP HANA Cloud service to start building a database. It's that straightforward to get your solutions up and running. We'll practice navigating the cockpit together. This means you'll follow along as I guide you through the interface on your own screen. For instance, we will locate and click on the Sub-Accounts tile to view your resources. By doing this hands-on, you'll quickly gain confidence in managing your SAP BTP environment. Scale instantly without adding new hardware. Traditional, plan months ahead for capacity increases. This means you must forecast future needs and order physical servers long before they're needed, risking over or under provisioning. For example, an online store must guess holiday traffic and buy hardware months in advance. This rigid process is eliminated with cloud scalability. BTP, scale up or down in minutes. This means your applications can automatically get more or less computing power based on demand. For example, an online store can instantly handle more servers during a holiday sale spike and then scale back down afterward. This gives you the flexibility to manage workload changes efficiently without any delays. Pay only for what you use. This means your costs directly align with your actual consumption, avoiding upfront investments in unused capacity. For example, if your app serves 1,000 users this month and 10,000 next month, you are billed only for the resources consumed each period. This financial model ensures efficient and cost-effective scaling for your applications. Perfect for changing business needs. This means your SAP solutions can automatically adjust their capacity up or down based on real-time demand without you needing to buy or install any physical servers. For instance, an online store can seamlessly handle a sudden holiday sales surge. This elasticity ensures your business remains agile and cost-effective, always matching your operational requirements. Cost models, upfront investment versus pay-as-you-go. Traditional, large upfront costs for hardware and licenses. This means companies must purchase and set up expensive servers and software before using them. For example, a retailer buys servers for $100,000 to run its e-commerce platform. Such investments tie up capital and involve significant financial risk from the start. BTP, subscription-based or consumption pricing. This means you either pay a fixed recurring fee for predictable services or pay only for what you use. For example, a company might choose subscription for steady development tools but pay-as-you-go for occasional AI processing. This flexibility allows you to align costs directly with your actual usage and business needs. No surprise maintenance costs. This means all maintenance expenses are included upfront, so you won't encounter unexpected fees for updates or security patches later. For instance, when you subscribe to a cloud service, the regular fee covers all necessary upkeep. This predictable billing allows for accurate financial planning and eliminates budget overruns. Better budget predictability for ongoing operations. This means you can accurately forecast your monthly cloud expenses rather than facing surprise bills. For example, a retail company knows their e-commerce platform will consistently cost $2,000 monthly during non-peak seasons. This financial clarity allows for stable and reliable operational planning. Administration focus shifts to configuration. Less time on patches and updates. This means SAP handles routine maintenance, so your IT staff isn't bogged down. For example, instead of scheduling weekend work to apply a security patch, it's managed automatically by SAP. This frees your team to focus on more valuable configuration and innovation tasks for your business. More time on configuring services for your needs. This means less routine maintenance and more customization of SAP BTP services to match your specific business processes. For instance, you could adjust the SAP HANA Cloud memory settings to optimize for your reporting workload. This shift lets you focus on tailoring solutions rather than just keeping systems running. Focus on business solutions rather than technical maintenance. This means administrators spend less time on software updates and more on tailoring the platform to solve specific business problems. For example, instead of patching servers, you could configure a workflow to automate employee onboarding. This shift empowers you to deliver direct business value efficiently. Your expertise moves up the value chain. This means you focus more on configuring pre-built services rather than handling complex technical setups. For example, instead of managing server infrastructure, you now configure the SAP HANA Cloud service through simple settings. This elevates your role to delivering higher value business solutions. Enabling a service in the BTP cockpit. Step 1. Log into BTP cockpit. This means accessing the central web-based administration tool for SAP Business Technology Platform. For example, an administrator logs in to manage cloud applications for their company, similar to accessing a company email portal. This initial login is your secure entry point to begin managing all your platform services. Step 2. Navigate to Services section. This means you click on Services in the left-hand menu of the cockpit to see all available services. For example, if you want to add a database, you go here to find and enable it. This action is your gateway to activating the tools you need. Step 3. Choose Service from Catalog. This means picking the specific tool or capability you need from the available options. For instance, if you want to add AI functionality, you would select the SAP AI Business Services. This selection is how you activate the specific service for your project. Step 4. Click Create or Enable. This action activates the service, making it ready for your use in applications. For instance, after choosing an alert notification service, clicking Enable provisions it so your app can start sending alerts. This finalizes the setup, and your service is now operational. Step 5. Configure basic settings. This means entering essential details like a name and description for your service. For instance, if setting up an alert service, you might name it Production Outage Alerts so your team can identify it. Proper configuration now ensures your service runs smoothly and is easy to manage later. Service is ready in minutes. This means you can activate a service like authentication or database in the SAP BTP cockpit almost instantly without complex setup. For example, enable the SAP HANA Cloud service and immediately start building data models. This rapid provisioning accelerates your development and innovation cycles significantly. Flexibility enables trying new solutions without risk. Experiment with new services easily. This means you can test new SAP BTP tools without any long-term commitment or complex setup. For instance, try a new machine learning service on a small, non-critical project to see if it works for you. This hands-on approach lets you innovate safely and discover valuable solutions quickly. No long-term commitment required. This means you can test new SAP solutions without being locked into contracts. For example, try a new analytics tool for 1 month to see if it helps your team, cancel anytime if it doesn't fit. This flexibility reduces financial risk and encourages innovation. Quickly adapt to new business requirements. This means you can easily change or build new applications in response to market shifts. For instance, if a retailer needs a rapid curbside pickup app, it can be developed and deployed on BTP in days, not months. This agility ensures your business stays competitive and responsive. Innovate faster with lower risk. This means you can test new ideas on SAP BTP without impacting your live systems. For example, try a new AI feature in a safe, isolated environment before rolling it out company-wide. This approach accelerates innovation while safeguarding your core operations. Putting it all together, the big picture. BTP removes hardware management burden. This means SAP handles all servers, storage, and infrastructure for you. For example, a company can run its HR application on BTP without buying or maintaining any physical servers. This allows your team to focus entirely on building and using applications. You work with flexible, scalable services. This means you can adjust resources up or down as your business needs change. For example, during a holiday sale, you can instantly increase computing power to handle more online orders. This adaptability ensures your applications always perform reliably. Cost model aligns with actual usage. This means you only pay for the services you consume, like a utility bill. For example, if your app scales to handle more users during peak sales, costs rise accordingly, then drop when traffic decreases. This ensures your spending directly matches your business activity levels. Administration becomes more strategic. This means IT teams shift from routine tasks to planning innovations. For example, instead of just monitoring systems, they now use analytics to predict needs and automate scaling for seasonal sales. This elevates their role to driving business growth directly. You are ready for the BTP mindset shift. You now understand the core differences. This means you grasp how BTP shifts from traditional on-premise systems to flexible cloud services. For example, instead of buying servers, you now subscribe to specific capabilities like analytics on demand. This foundational knowledge empowers you to leverage BTP's full potential for innovation. You see how administration becomes service-focused. This means managing cloud platforms by enabling ready-to-use services rather than configuring individual systems. For example, instead of setting up a database server, you simply activate the SAP HANA Cloud service with a few clicks. This service-centric approach fundamentally simplifies how you deliver IT capabilities. You are prepared to explore the BTP cockpit. This is SAP's central web interface where you manage all your cloud services and applications. For instance, you can quickly deploy a new app or check your subscription details there. Now you have the foundational knowledge to navigate and utilize this powerful tool effectively. Great start on your cloud administration journey. This means you've begun learning how to manage and operate applications in the cloud, not just on-premise systems. For example, you can now provision a new database service on demand via a web console instead of ordering physical hardware. You are building the essential skills to efficiently run solutions in the modern cloud environment.